Let's give her little beans. You hear that chirp? Yeah, we need to talk. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Andrew Noble, and you are watching Hot Wheels Dad. If you're watching the Ford Fairlane build, this is episode 6, I believe. It's going to be the carburetor install video. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to installing that carburetor. However, the car is not quite running yet. So today we're here, we're still working on it. We're trying to get it going. We checked the timing chain. We also are checking the distributor and the coil. Ignition seems to be pretty good. The spark isn't quite where we would like it to be. However, it should start and it's not starting, and we're trying to figure out why. So I know you guys watching my channel have a lot of knowledge and information, so if you can think of anything, any recommendations on what we can do to get this car started, please comment down in the comment section down below. So we're in this distributor. We've already replaced the points of contact and the condenser, and that's where we're at. We checked the coil, we're checking for spark, and it is getting a spark, but it's not quite there. But any recommendations for sure down in the comments, please let me know. I've been posting on the Ford Fairlane Facebook groups, and you guys have been really helpful, and I know a few of you have come from that page to subscribe to my channel, so thank you so much. We are almost at 3,000 subscribers, you guys. Thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm so appreciative of that. So keep enjoying this Ford Fairlane build, and I'm going to continue posting on the Audi R8 and of course my Ford F-150. Now that we've installed the carburetor, it's just trying to get this car started. I want to get it to more and more shows. Riverside Cars and Coffee was yesterday, and I brought the R8, which was a good time, but it would have been really cool to bring the Ford Fairlane because that one is at J&M Speed Center in Riverside, and it's all about old school cars. There's a ton of old cars there, and I want this car there. So that's where we're at. We are trying to get this car started, but enjoy the video. All right, and presents have arrived. Summit Racing, some more presents for the Ford Fairlane 500. Let's get her open and see what she is. I have a pretty good idea what she is. I already know what it is, to be honest with you. But so if you've been following the build over the last couple of videos, you know that I've been having some issues with the fuel lines. I got everything all hooked up correctly, and I'm still having some technical difficulties. So this is a brand new high performance Holley carburetor. So I'm really excited. What's currently on there is a Holley carburetor as well, but it's really old. It doesn't even have the flush tubes right here so you can tell how much fuel is in there. Basically what I think is going on is fuel is continuously dripping out from here when the car runs, and I think the float bowls are stuck. So I could pull this off and kind of refurbish it, but I decided just to get a brand new carburetor. The Road Warrior high performance carburetor from Holley is what I went with, and it also has an electronic choke. So this currently has a choke that goes through the firewall into the car. I really wanted something that was more efficient, and this one has the electronic choke on there. So I'm gonna pull it out of the box and get to installing this. I should have this running by this weekend, hopefully, so I can take it to some more car shows.
Nope.
I'm really hoping it does. I'm really hoping this fixes it.
Nope.
I think it is going to.
Nope.
I had a second opinion. It was really cool. Actually, I met this gentleman when I was stranded at the gas station last weekend. He is a retired mechanic, and big gracious heart of his, he came over and he checked out the car, and he said he thinks it's the carburetor and we might as well just replace that carburetor. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll probably enlist him and get some help. I'll probably get him over here if he wants to be on camera. I'll go ahead and put him on camera, but you know what? He's a really cool guy, and I can't wait to get this going. Let's pull this guy out of the box here. So I got a gasket as well, and here is the high performance carburetor, all packaged up really nicely. Look at this. And I didn't get a refurbished one, I got a brand new one. I know I could have gone a little bit of a cheaper route and got a better deal, but I decided just to get a brand new carburetor from Holley. And it actually looks like it already came with a gasket here, so that's pretty cool. I did order one just in case, but we will see here. All right, you guys, there she is. Pretty similar to the unit that I have on there. It's just a newer model, and you can see it has that little adjustment so you can see how much fuel is in there. This one currently doesn't. It's an old unit, but pretty close to the same size, and should be a pretty straightforward install on this guy right here. So I'm gonna start by unhooking a few things with the current carburetor that's on there. I think there's just like a few main things like the fuel line, the vacuum line, the choke here, and the throttle linkage. And then I think this this line in the back that goes to this valve cover. Don't quote me on it. Don't ever take advice from me, because I'm just learning with building this current engine here and fixing this engine up. So I know a lot of times you guys blast me down in the comments because, you know what, I'm just learning. I don't really know everything. So that's what I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna start with taking these lines off and going from there and seeing if I can get to it. Once those are off, it's just 4 bolts holding this thing on. So it shouldn't be too difficult. And I say shouldn't. Here we go. All right, I think this guy should just, I'm gonna start with the choke. Unscrew here pretty easy. I don't want anything falling into the engine, so I'm gonna try and use one hand here and hold the camera at the same time, but if I can just pull this out, let's see if I can just pull this out. All right, that choke pulled out. I'll set that off to the side for now. That's off. Let's take this vacuum line off. And we gotta remember, everything that we pull off, except for the choke, because there's an electronic choke on the new one, needs to go back. This fuel line needs to come off here, which I've already taken on and off a couple of times. You guys already know that if you guys are watching the series here. Go. Okay, so I got the throttle linkage unhooked. I got the manual choke unhooked. I got the fuel line unhooked. I got the vacuum line unhooked. I haven't unhooked this in the back. I'm thinking what I'll do is probably just pull this off in one piece. This thing should just pop right out of here. It should pop right out of that valve cover, and I'll pull it off in one piece. So the last thing I need to do is take these nuts off of the carb, and the carb should come right out. These bolts aren't that tight on there. So I got the first 2 off on that side. All right, I got all 4 bolts off, and by my guesstimations, this carburetor should lift off. Let's go ahead and set you guys right here. Should be good. And let's pray that this carburetor comes up and off. All right, the carburetor is off, and to be honest with you, I thought this car was a 2-barrel, but look at that. It's a 4-barrel car. We got new gaskets, so we can pull this gasket off. All right. There is the open intake manifold right there. I'm gonna wipe some of that stuff off. We want this a clean, nice clean surface anyway when we put the new one on. Wipe that off, and we don't want anything getting into that intake manifold. So I thought it was a 2-barrel and it's a 4-barrel. So this engine is actually the big engine. This one has a higher output. I think the 2-barrel had like 220 horsepower, and I think the 4-barrel had like 280 horsepower. So surprise, surprise, this car actually has a bigger motor in it. So this is what I've been working on the last half hour or so, 45 minutes. I've been trying to get this all cleaned up before the new carburetor goes on top. I took a toothbrush and some cleaning solution, and I, try to clean all this up. This was all black before. This is all black. You couldn't even read this Offenhauser in the back before, so now it's all nice and clean. So when the new carburetor goes on, it's gonna be a nice and brand new shiny new carburetor, and this isn't gonna look so bad over here. So good to go, ready to install the new carburetor.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
So here's where we're at. We have the carburetor hooked up here. It's all installed. We basically have to wire this electronic choke, and then we should be good to go. We have the throttle linkage hooked up. I did have to go to AutoZone and pick up a couple of nuts for that, which is where I just got back from. And I am going to also switch out the fuel filter. So I picked up a new fuel filter because we didn't want anything going into that carburetor that was, gonna gum it up. So I went ahead and got a new fuel filter. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that install right now. But she looks pretty good. Look at that. Nice and shiny on there. So as soon as that's hooked up, we'll get that first start on the new carburetor. All right, boys and gals and family and everybody who watches my channel, we need to talk. Yeah, we need to talk. So since the last clip that you saw in this video, I've been having issue after issue with the car. We've gone through everything. We checked the battery, we checked the alternator, we checked coil pack, we checked the distributor, and it's just been one thing after another. It's been a little frustrating because I haven't been able to film what's been going on. I've been trying to, you know, just work on and concentrate on getting this car started and going, but it's been a little bit frustrating, and we got the car running. Let's see if I can get it started for you guys. Oh, so we got the car running, and I'm gonna show you right now exactly what we did to get this car running. It fired up, and you know what? She's good. I think she's good. I think she's gonna continue to be running good, running strong for now. There's a few other issues that we have to address, but since the last thing that we did, she's been running good. That little fire up, I think it was the choke. So with the electronic choke, you have to compress the gas pedal a little bit to shut the choke all the way. And then she fired right up. She's idling, check that out. She's idling good. Watch, I'll give it a little bit of gas. There we go. You hear that? She dies down a little bit after you give it a little bit of gas. So we have her idling right around, like, in gear, it's about 650 RPM, so she's running good now. And let me back the car out of the garage and I'll pop the hood and I'll show you exactly what we did. All right, so let's pop the hood for you guys real quick here. There she is, if you can hear her in all her glory. So we checked this coil pack. We did a few tests on that. We redid the timing on it, so we checked the timing on here. Definitely had to put a new battery. Originally, we thought it was just gonna be a new battery and a new carburetor. That didn't work. Checked the alternator was good, and then we went to timing chain. We thought, you know what, it's probably the timing chain, and that was worst case scenario. Checked the timing chain and everything looked good with the timing chain. So you guys want to know what the culprit was? It was the distributor. Look at this. This distributor, we went in and we replaced all the points of contact. We replaced the condenser, and it still wasn't giving us a good enough spark. So we went in, we switched out this distributor, and guess what happened? She fired right up, and she's been running good ever since. So she is idling, she's amazing, she's an awesome car, and I am loving it so far. There's a few little issues we gotta go through and fix and go look at. It looks like the power steering reservoir here might have a little leak, and then also there's a little leak over here on the master cylinder. So small little things now. At least I can drive it, I can get it going, and I can get it on the road and take it places. Paint is coming. We're gonna be putting some paint on the car. A lot of people have been saying do not paint this car, but you know what, I gotta make it mine, and that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be going to paint. I'm driving it around for now and just having a good time in it. Everybody loves this old school look. Everybody loves the car, especially when I roll down both windows. You're gonna crank down both windows, front and back, and there's no pillar in there. Everybody loves that open look right there. Let's do a quick walk around here real quick so you guys can hear it. That 289 sounds really good. Nothing like that old school rumble. Man, that car is beautiful in this California sun. We're heading out to the gym right now, so let's take you for a little ride. Let's get her back on the road again. Oh, shift points are good. She shifts really good. Let's give her little beans. You hear that chirp? Oh baby, she can still chirp the tires. For being 57 years old, she still runs good. Let's give her a few baby revs for you. Oh, that 289 V8 sounds really good. I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog right here. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Hot Wheels Dad. Please give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. We are almost at 3,000 subscribers, you guys. Again, like I mentioned earlier in the video, thank you so much. Keep watching this build, the 1965 Ford Fairlane. I have a playlist for it. Go ahead and go check out if this is the first time clicking on one of my videos. Check out my social pages, Hot Wheels Dad, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Always remember, you are the maker of your own story, so don't forget to make it legendary. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Gotta love that AM radio. Oh baby, we got some baseball on. Hear the roar of the fans in the baseball stadium. Nothing like that AM radio sound. One more time. Whoa.